If you are thinking of moving to the greater Phoenix area and you're thinking about the Southeast Valley, I need to talk to you about Mesa because what you're hearing about the city right now doesn't exactly match what's actually happening on the ground. People are truly excited about the growth, and there's definitely reason for that. But there are some things that are going on in Mesa that nobody is being upfront with. Let's get into it. As the #1 relocation team in the entire Phoenix Valley, I see exactly where people are moving and exactly where they're not. And for a few years now, Mesa hasn't been on that list. So let's get into why. What are people missing? And what's turning them away? Okay, I'm going to talk about the negatives first. I'm going to do exactly opposite what everyone else does. I'm not going to make you wait for it. But what I am going to make you wait for, there is a huge win in the city of Mesa. You're just going to have to wait. Let's talk about the negatives. #1, there is definitely a stigma with the city of Mesa. If you go to the older part of Mesa that is right next to Tempe, it's one of the highest crime rates we have in the entire Phoenix Valley. We have a very large homeless population over here. It's old, it's run down, it's kind of trashy. And to be honest with you, I myself do not go there in the evenings. And if I'm there during the day, I drive through with my doors locked. Now, I might be a little extreme, but I'm just telling you like it is. It's not a very desirable part of the valley. Not gonna lie. Now, is that where everybody's moving? No, not at all. Like, again, you have to take into consideration the different areas in Mesa, but that is the overall stigma that the city of Mesa has if you've never lived here. If you ask somebody that lives here and you just say the word Mesa, they will kind of turn their nose up, just to let you know. If you are looking for really cheap retirement communities and you're thinking of trailer parks, mobile home parks, RV parks, older houses, I hate to say this, rundown areas, this is going to be kind of the same area that I'm talking about. The older part of Mesa and even downtown area. Now, one of the things I actually like downtown Mesa, I don't go there in the evenings. Not yet. And what I mean by that is they're making considerable improvements. Let me tell you, when I moved to Chandler in the 90s, downtown Chandler was downright scary. And there wasn't anything in downtown Gilbert. It was a ghost town. But these two cities had put in an effort to draw in businesses, a whole redevelopment, and bringing in a new life, beautification, enhancement in the downtown, and safety programs. That is happening in Mesa right now. It has been going on for over 5 or 6 years. It is cleaned up. It has a beautiful art district. Now that the light rail, I'll tell you, that really caused a lot of kind of chaos in the city of Mesa. Downtown Mesa has leaned hard into becoming an arts district and destination. The Mesa Art Center is one of the largest in the entire Phoenix Valley with multiple theaters, galleries, and a strong lineup of performances and events throughout the year. Also, one of the only cities that actually has public transportation. And nice public transportation. I'm talking about our mini light rail. Our mini light rail, as I call it, it takes decades to build this infrastructure for this type of transportation, but it goes from downtown Mesa all the way to downtown Tempe and then to downtown Phoenix, and it's starting to go up to North Phoenix. So although they've been building it for a few decades, it will continue to improve. And again, with all of these type of improvements, mixed-use developments, new apartments in downtown Mesa, breweries, restaurants, more events, and the ASU present. There's a huge ASU downtown Mesa campus, and it's focused on media and film programs. Again, it brings a younger demographic and that whole artsy and energy and creative student activities, and it's very young, and it's really becoming a very nice walkable district. Downtown Mesa, if it hasn't been on your must-sees, definitely get down there because I'll tell you, it's really coming alive, and we'll continue to see improvements over the next many decades. That is, in my opinion, an unspoken little plus for the city of Mesa. If you ever come to the greater Phoenix area for spring training, there is not one, but there's 2 different fields in the city of Mesa. The old one is the Hohokam Stadium. That's where the A's play. Not my favorite place, and I would make sure you don't leave any of your personal items in your vehicle when you go watch the game, if you catch my drift. That's going to be, what are they? It's called, they used to be called the Oakland A's, but I think they're going to be called the Vegas A's. I don't know. That's all that moving around. I don't know. There's a different feel when you go to the Chicago Cubs Stadium, which is my favorite stadium to watch a spring training game. Not because I'm a Chicago Cub fan, but I have to tell you, the Chicago Cub fans are awesome. They're amazing, and the stadium is spotless and new, and it's so much fun. So for that reason, you might pop on over. Now, here's the thing. Right outside of where Sloan Stadium is a major shopping area that is coming back to life. We started building some things. It didn't make it, and now they're coming back. We have Bass Pro Shop over here. And they are talking about building an entire new entertainment corridor along this bridge water line area. The other part of Mesa that people used to be drawn to is an area called Lucentis, or the Red Mountain area. And this is going to be what I call the northeast part of Mesa. So this has a much safer, lower crime rate, but it's kind of forgotten. We have a lot of retirement communities out and about this way. There are a lot of shopping centers that might have kind of, I don't know, blow away in the dust and, you know, the desert wind. But as you go a little further north, it blows you away. I am telling you, when you see these mountain views and the proximity to Tonto National Forest, it's unbelievable. So when we start getting up to that area, like I said, Lucentis and Red Mountain area, the bang for your buck, in my opinion, is unbelievable. If you are looking for mountain views and you still want to have close proximity to downtown Phoenix, downtown Tempe, or downtown Scottsdale, they don't really call it downtown Scottsdale. They call it Old Town. But that area, this is an area where there's affordable housing, great mountain views, a lot of peace and quiet, low crime rate. With the freeway right there, the 202, you can get into these cities lickety split. And a lot of people overlook this. And I'll tell you, the reason why they overlook this area is because most people that are relocating here from another state are really drawn to new construction. Let's jump straight into that, because that, in my opinion, is why no one is choosing Mesa. So about 13 years ago, not that you need to be that specific, we saw a massive explosion in a newer part of Mesa that nobody even knew existed. This was the southeast part of Mesa. As we saw the 202 freeway open up, we heard of this new community called Eastmark. And Eastmark crushed it, blew it away. It was 5-star rated, nationally recognized master plan community that just reset the standard for what a master plan community should be. Again, once upon a time, it was way out there. That's why a lot of people actually moved out there. The cities started to get bigger, you know, like as Tempe grew and Mesa grew and Chandler and Gilbert, people wanted to get out of the busy part of the town. They wanted to drive in to go to work, drive in to go shopping, and they wanted to be on the outskirts. And that is what drove so much relocation and people buying in the Southeast Valley, in, like I said, more specifically, Eastmark. Now, Eastmark is sold out. It is a very unique community. And as that community has been built out, there have been several other communities in the Southeast Valley, like Cadence is right next door. And there's a couple of other ones that also have now sold out. And that has become, again, kind of the new standard, especially for Phoenix, on what a master plan is supposed to look like. We're talking big community amenities. We're talking lakes and parks and movie nights, events, festivals, community centers, school inside the master plan community. I mean, again, it just set a whole new standard. So many people that lived in Eastmark then moved to Queen Creek. And now those people from Queen Creek are moving to Santan Valley. It's just this pattern. But if you are here relocating and you're drawn to new construction, one of the things I always talk about is, yes, we can talk about new, but there's only so many new communities being built, right? They keep going out further and further. And so one of the things I talk about is newer. And newer, when I'm trying to get the newer, the benefits of newer is you still don't have maintenance. You still don't have anything that really needs major attention. Still a relatively new roof, the AC, the technology, the energy efficiency, cleanliness. Don't forget, our freeways are relatively new, and it is amazing how clean our freeways are. If you're coming from any other large metropolitan area, Arizona is clean, clean, clean. And these newer areas are being built in that once was the desert. It's not like they're retrofitting these areas amongst old areas. Like you might see a lot of this in Texas, where you have to drive through old to get to the new. These are new freeways and new communities. And Eastmark was such a big deal, and so many employers and other housing communities have come in since. We have a whole new other freeway kind of sprouting off that 202 called the 24. And the 24 is currently right now an expressway. It's going to turn into a freeway. It's going to continue out east. And guess what, guys? There's another new freeway coming in, and that's going to be in about a 10-year period of time. But that just goes to show you what once was kind of out in the middle of nowhere is kind of becoming almost like the center hub of the Southeast Valley. So I want to talk about the new construction, because this is what I think most people are drawn to. And I don't know if this is a pro or con, but it's just something in general I want to share with you in Mesa. The new construction that is currently being built in Mesa are going to be along the north part of the 202, predominantly by one builder. That builder is called Blandford Home. Blandford is a local builder. They are, I would call them kind of a sub-luxury home. They do have homes maybe in the $600,000 to $800,000 price point, which that's why I was saying sub-luxury, but they also have $1 million plus homes. They are a quality builder, quality materials, even, I mean, just their base price comes with so many things. These neighborhoods are just solid. But here's the thing, Blandford only builds in the Southeast Valley, which is kind of unusual. And I'll be honest with you, where they're building in the north part of Mesa, not my favorite. Don't like it. We have SRP, which is our electric company, substations up here. We have rock quarries that have been since abandoned, and just these huge, pits in the ground. We have the freeway. We have kind of a watery area. I don't even know what you want to call it. I mean, it might someday turn into a river front. Like, let me tell you, Tempe used to be a dry riverbed, and now it is the Tempe Park. And they have boats, and people are doing paddles and things like that. So it could be something in the future, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's just not as aesthetically pleasing. Let's just put it that way. And we do have a lot of buyers that like the location on a map because of the proximity to Tempe, Scottsdale, Phoenix, etc. But then when they get there, they just don't resonate with the area. And I have to agree with them. If you come down a little bit further and go south of the 60, we're seeing some other, again, builders. Lennar, which is not one of my favorite, that's building a couple of communities over here. We have some Taylor Morrison, we have some Shea. All I would say is this, be very careful about the community that you buy in. The Republic, which is our garbage collection, there is a huge drop station in this area. Also, the city of Mesa, I hate to say this, but kind of sold out. They had a lot of open land for shopping, dining, and kind of an upscale living experience just outside of Eastmark. That land was eventually sold off, and the hype was, oh, Meta, Facebook, and Google, and Amazon, and all these big, technology companies were coming here, specifically to this Mesa area. And what we later found out was they're data centers. It is a huge industrial park, and it goes on for miles, and it's data center, and it's not attractive. So that's the negative. New construction is not super appealing in Mesa to many people, including myself. Like I said, there's some exceptions. That's why you have to give us a call. In fact, you know what? You can do right here. There's this QR code thing. Scan this here. It'll bring you to my website. As you can see, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you, oh, it's great. It's awesome. There are pros and cons of every single city. Mesa probably has so many different areas and so many different communities. You've got to understand what you're buying into. So scan this guy right here, go on my website, download my relocation guide. It's super helpful. It'll give you a real idea of kind of like what the different areas are like and the price points might be and everything. It kind of gives you a quick glimpse. But what I'm most proud of is this map. I love this map here. If Mesa isn't good for you, or you want to get more information on Mesa, you can click on this map right on Mesa. It'll bring you to my website. It'll show you all the videos that we've done in Mesa. And of course, we have surrounding area videos. There's going to be Apache Junction, Gold Canyon, Gilbert. I mentioned Chandler and Tempe. We also have Queen Creek and Santan Valley. But here's the thing. Southeast Mesa comes together with, it's kind of like this quadrant. We have Mesa, we have Queen Creek, we have Gilbert, and we have Chandler kind of over here. And so it doesn't really matter what address you have at your house. It's kind of a general area, because where Gilbert meets Queen Creek and Mesa, there's some fascinating stuff going on. So even if you don't live in Mesa, you probably will take advantage of it. Let's talk about those pros, because there is pros to call Mesa home. There is, like I said, the 202 freeway, the Power Road exit. South of the 202 is tons of shopping. You're going to have everything from furniture stores to grocery stores to coffee shops to just everything in between. My favorite little Mediterranean place is here. And there's a bunch of sports bars and pizza places, and it's just blowing up over there. North of Power Road is going to be becoming one of the entertainment destinations for the Southeast Valley, and it's moving along well. What started this is an area called Cannon Beach. Someone came up with the idea, let's bring the beach to Arizona. I know you're probably thinking, where's the water coming from? Needless to say, they built Cannon Beach, and this is where you can get a California experience, and they are really making a huge focus on this area. There's a hotel, there's tons of restaurants coming in. It's right on the cusp of being open. There are some restaurants that are open today, and it's going to become a destination. Also, it's going to have a music venue. So there's going to be more theater, more performances, more concerts, and again, a more destination right here at Power Road. Now, here's the funny thing. On one side of Power Road, it's Gilbert Road, and the other side of Power Road, it's Mesa. So that's what I mean by there are some really exciting things going on in Mesa, but it's in very specific parts. This is also a very, back to my crime grade map, where green is really safe and orange is not. This area is very green. It's right next to Gilbert. We also have sports complexes over here. We also have a farmer's market year-round over here. You want fresh farm to table? This area is going to be heaven for you. There is also you're only 10 minutes away from right here. You're going to be right in Santan Village, which, to be honest with you, right now in 2026 is kind of the hub of the entire Southeast Valley. But I'll be honest with you, living near Santan Village in Gilbert, oh my gosh, it's so busy. No bueno. If you're looking for a little bit more space, East Mesa, maybe where it's at. And here's the thing, again, I really would highly recommend newer, and you're going to get the biggest bang for your buck. And I'm telling you, if you are raising a family, you will still to this day not find a better community than Eastmark. You get the biggest bang for your buck, and there's just so much that goes on at Eastmark between, all the different festivals and activities in the community center and the park and the schools that are right in that community. Remember those days when you had to walk miles to school in the snow, or at least that's what your grandparents said? Now, this is right down the street. It's Mesa Basis is right in the middle of Eastmark. Eastmark High School is right at the entrance of Eastmark. You also have a new Sprouts that's going in. Finally, thank goodness. There is some medical care. Oh my gosh, I didn't even talk about that. That's a huge plus. In Mesa, if you are looking for great medical care, Mesa is one of the best cities in the entire valley that has medical choices and great benefits. Here's the thing, guys. There is pros and cons in every single city. I can't just list off the top 5 pros and cons, because each part of the city has different ones. I hope you've enjoyed my kind of like cruising around the valley and telling you the good, the bad, the ugly, and telling you there are parts I wouldn't live in. And there are parts, hands down, I would raise a family in Eastmark. Absolutely. Give me a call today, shoot me a text, send me an email. We are here days, nights, or weekends, holidays. Set up a Zoom meeting. Let's have a one-on-one. Let's talk about the pros and cons about new construction and resale. There's a lot of benefits at the newer construction. Not to mention they're move-in ready. No backyard, no upgrades needed. Everything is move-in ready. You just got to give us a call. We'll help you find that perfect home, whether it's Mesa or any other city. All right, guys, new construction or resale, we are your go-to team, #1 team in the Valley for relocation. My name is Sheryl Willis, and I thank you for chiming in and hanging in there with me. And don't forget, give me a call.